Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Large Man Health. I'm a large man. You might be a large man or a large lady, but hey, let's have a talk. I'm getting older. My health isn't as good as it used to be. And I think it's time to change that. And I know a lot of you out there, you probably want to change that as well. And I think number one, first off, congratulations. That's an admirable goal. And that's something that is worthwhile and worth striving for. And let's all do it together. Because on this channel, there's no drugs, right? There is no six packs. It's just normal people trying to get in shape, trying to get healthy. Because that's what it's all about. Not everyone on YouTube needs to be a fitness model to actually know what they're talking about. Listen, I was a D1 athlete. I was a D1 wrestler. I was a Marine. I've had times in my life where I was a phenomenal athlete, in phenomenal shape. I've had times in my life where I've been terrible shape, either because of injuries or because I like to party my ass off. But I'm older now, and I'm a father, and I'm a husband, and it's time to take life seriously. So I invite you to do that with me. We're gonna start this channel, I guess not started, but for the next 100 days, we're doing a 100-day weight loss challenge. And again, I like to invite you to do that with me if you're interested. Because this morning when I weighed myself, that was the weight, and that's not good. Now listen, I'm a big guy, yeah, I'm 6'4", even my Marine weight was 260, so I'm looking to drop about 40 to 50 pounds. It's a lot of weight, but in 100 days, it's absolutely reasonable. So I'll tell you about a little bit what I'm doing, and maybe it'll help you kind of jumpstart me into this diet. I really need to cut the carbs out. So I'm gonna be doing the first third of those 100 days, 33 days, we're gonna be going keto. Then we're gonna be going paleo, and then we're going Mediterranean. Are they fad, gimmicky diets? Yeah, but at the same time, I've used them throughout the past and I know what's effective and I know what they can be effective for. So as we are right now, that's just exactly what we'll be doing. So today is day 2 on keto, and I can already tell you that the keto flu is gonna be hitting me hard, but you still gotta get out there and do it. For those who don't know what the keto diet is, it's usually when you cut out pretty much all but 20 grams of carbs per day. It is a hyper restrictive diet, and I don't really recommend it. But for me, it helps my control and behavior and lets me know that I have a good discipline going. Now, I will say that really all it matters is your calories. If you have more calories going out than you have calories coming in, guess what? You're gonna lose weight. The trick is to be slow and steady in your approach when it comes to actually dieting, right? You can't just crash. I mean, eat one meal a day, 500 calories, and then that's it. Because guess what? That catches up. You might get away with it for a couple days, but you're gonna be ravenous at the end of the day, and you're not gonna be able to control yourself. Ask me how I know. We've all been there. And like I said, as a wrestler, cutting weight isn't something that I had to do. But as a Marine, I definitely had to keep within the height and weight standards. So having periods where I'm just trying to do everything I could do to starve myself down to the acceptable standard, I know the consequences of these things. So definitely understand how many calories you need per day. And there's plenty of calculators online that'll tell you that. Now the trick is to follow that, have control, have discipline, keep yourself accountable, and then every week you want to weigh yourself. And I say that every week because you don't want to do it every day. Because if you go ahead and do it every day, guess what? Your weight's going to fluctuate because you have water retention, you have inflammation, and it's a really easy way for you to get demotivated. So once you find the calories that you need, go about 500 calories under that, and then I'll give you a pound a week. But for most people, you'll probably still get 2 or 3 pounds off a week. Because in my opinion, we burn a lot more than we think we do. But like I said, you have to eat enough to make sure that you have your energy levels up. That way you can still perform the exercise that you need to perform and actually do your job and live your life. Because what's the point of dieting if you have no energy and you're just gonna sit on the couch? Because like I said, we're normal people. We're not on steroids, we're not on testosterone. We're just trying to get healthy. So let's get healthy together. But like I said, today, weighed in about 300 pounds. And if you're trying to do the keto diet with me, like I said, usually that's 75 to 80% fats, 10 to 15% proteins, and then just barely any carbs. If you want to do that, understand that the keto flu is probably going to hit you really hard because we all eat a lot of sugar and you're going to be going through a withdrawal process with that, and your body's switching to making ketones. So you're throwing your whole system into a kind of survival mode. And you should also understand that you might actually lose 10 pounds your first week, but guess what? That's just water weight. That's not real weight. So the typical standard is to lose about 1% of your body weight per week. So if you weigh 100 pounds, that's 1 pound. If you weigh 200 pounds, that's 2 pounds. If you weigh 300 pounds, 3 pounds, 500 pounds, 5 pounds, so on and so on. But it's all about being steady about it. No one here is a David Goggins where you're gonna lose 100 pounds in a month. That's not what we're going for. It's about reality because we're real people. But like I said, this is the first day, so let's go over a little bit of what I'm eating today. Like I said, this is keto, and to get into this, I'm hopping into a little bit more extreme calorie restriction than is probably wise for me to do, but you know, I've done this before. So this morning I had 4 pieces of thick bacon and 3 whole eggs. And you're like, wow. And that's one of the benefits of being on keto. Yeah, it's not healthy. I really don't think it's healthy, but you don't get hungry at all. When your blood sugar isn't fluctuating, which is what keto allows, you don't really have any hunger, but you still got to get the calories in. So, you know, the fatty things that I know, eat a lot of avocados and nuts, and that's exactly what I'm gonna have. Right after I get off this for lunch, I'm going to have 1 chicken thigh, 1 whole avocado, and 1 ounce of cream cheese, some salsa. Sounds gross, delicious, trust me, some garlic salt on there. And for dinner, it's kind of the same thing. Boring and repetitive, but listen, I lived off chicken and rice for the vast majority of my life, so it's not bad. Because you still want to get some kind of a fiber in there, you just want to really be careful with the carbs. I like to keep mine under 20, but I've gotten away with being in about 50 carbs. But like I said, I'm a big guy and I have the genetics for an athletic body, so my body kinds of switch into this stuff quick. And then for exercise tonight, I'm not ready to start lifting weights because it's been a while. I was a boxer and a kickboxer for a long time. I do really love the impact on your cardiovascular health and your flexibility that you get from shadow boxing and kind of a home boxing workout. So tonight, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'll put some details in there. Eventually we'll get to the gym, but I'm not saying that's something you should do because everyone's fitness really exist on a range, right? On a spectrum. If you've been healthy for a long time, you're just a little bit deconditioned, yeah, maybe hop back in the gym and start going ham. But if it's been a long time and you live a sedentary life, you know, the thing that I would advise best would just to be get out there and start walking. Walk as far as you can. Well, walk until you start getting tired and then turn around. That's what I would say. Don't just walk around the block. Find somewhere interesting to go and go there. You know, have it be a goal. I'm going to walk to this point and come back. And then the next day, I'm going to walk a little bit further and come back. And the next day until you don't have enough time because you're walking so far to actually improve. Then you can start going to the gym. Then you can start thinking about jogging. You know, I like to get a nice 2-3 mile walk in with our little Yorkie. And that's enough for him and that's enough for me, especially in this summer heat. And that's enough to burn some good calories. Because like I said, you don't have to go crazy. It's about baby steps, and that's why it's a 100-day challenge. So that's exactly what I'm doing today. I'm doing some boxing, and I'm doing some walking. And in a couple days, I'll start going to the gym and we'll have recordings from there. But until then, hey, welcome aboard. Welcome to my channel. Like and subscribe, stick around. Please do the challenge with me. Because I'm telling you, 100 days isn't as long as you think it is. And at the end of one of those 100 days, you can have a kind of fitness that you haven't had in years, or you can just feel healthier and feel better and feel happier. Because in the end, that's what it's all about. So thanks for stopping by, and we hope you've had a good one. Take care.